how we create the egregores of love and fear. It was early morning. The sun was beginning its daily ascent to the zenith. The date on the calendar was such that most villagers devoted all their strength to their gardens. Your humble servant was no exception. My path to the garden from home passed through a narrow trail trodden by locals, connecting one street to another through an abandoned wasteland. Due to the narrowness of the trail, the tops of the grass stems and field flowers with buds drooped down towards it, bending under their own weight. That morning, I did not admire the trees growing along my path to the garden and did not pay attention to the singing birds perched in the branches above me. A person walked on autopilot from one point to another. Aligning once more with a flower, I mechanically plucked it. It was one of the ordinary field flowers that grow by the thousands in the fields. A biologist would easily name it, but for me it was just an ordinary flower. After my hand had plucked it, my inner voice instantly asked, "Why?" And immediately, without giving me time to ponder this question, continued, "Why did you sever the life of this flower? What did it give you?" It was one of the first flowers to greet the sun. Its bud was one of the first to bloom in response to the flow of energy in the form of sunlight. Having received its charge of warmth and light, it would have delighted more than one bee or other insect that flew in to rest in the heart of the bud throughout the day. My inner voice fell silent for a few seconds and then continued, "Think about how this flower can help you come to the realization of what light is inside you and what darkness is. This flower is a part of you because you are a part of the universe, just like it. You are one whole. You need to learn to see the actions or steps around you not as the result of someone else's decisions, but as the work of one whole. You are all in the universe. Your planet, people, all their actions. This is part of the universe. Imagine that the human organism is the universe. The organs inside are the planets. The functioning of these organs is the people with their actions. The work of the organs within the organism depends on their condition. Just as your actions, based primarily on the thoughts and state of each individual, as well as entire nations, affect the planet Earth. Your thoughts form egregores. Egregores begin to influence and change people's actions. The actions of people in large numbers begin to influence the life of your planet. How? If 1 million people start living at low frequencies, destroying everything around them that can help them develop light within themselves, they begin to form egregores filled with low vibrations. Imagine a blue sky with white clouds slowly floating like ships on a calm sea. This calm sky is the consciousness of people. Now imagine that a small dark cloud appeared in the sky, a dark spot on the light blue sky. You do not pay it any attention. You continue to admire the blue sky, but suddenly you start to notice that the small dark cloud gradually begins to attract the white clouds, the first small ones. After these white clouds connect with the dark cloud, they become a dark cloud. Gradually, the dark cloud, as it grows, begins to attract larger white clouds like a magnet, becoming larger and larger in size. You didn't notice how above you there are no white clouds, but the sky is covered with dark clouds. The dark cloud, in accordance with its nature, begins to flash with lightning. The weather around you changes, and a strong wind rises. Your desire to admire the sky disappears. You want to find shelter. But deep down, you understand that the dark clouds are love, as they provide moisture in the form of rain, which is the source of life on Earth. Moisture for the flower you picked. The storm clouds also give you the right to choose. The choice to stand under the sky with rain or to go indoors. You take a deep breath, feeling how the fresh wind caresses your face. The nature around you transforms, but inside you feel peace. This flower that you picked has become a reminder that everything in this world is interconnected. Now, as you stand under the dark clouds ready to pour down rain, you realize that they also have an important role. They are not just gloomy clouds blocking the sun, but part of a great cycle of life. For without rain, there would be no flower, nor all the lush vegetation surrounding you. You realize that your actions, even such simple and unnoticed ones as picking a flower, can have deeper consequences than you expected. Every step you take, every thought you have, is part of a unified whole that shapes this world. And what seeds you sow will determine what fruits you reap. Within each of you, there are only two vibrations: love and fear. They give you the right to choose. The choice is that through fear, you can learn what love is within each of you. What do you think, which type is easier to form an egregore of fear, which, like that dark cloud that covered the entire sky, slowly displaced the bright clouds from the Earth's energy field? 1,000,000 people will soullessly trample and pick flowers aimlessly, and afterward, attract other, darker deeds. This does not mean that if you picked a flower, you did something evil. The flower for these people is the state of their soul. Their egregore, the cloud, is already larger. And so it continues until the collective consciousness, resembling a storm cloud, fills the entire sky, the sky of humanity's vibrations. And another group of people who value the life of a flower and its beauty. At first, they preserve the life of the flower, then that of the grasshopper, and then the animal, not taking the life of the animal without necessity or threat to their own lives. The consciousness of millions of people begins to attract each other like a magnet. These people created a white cloud. After valuing flowers and animals, you begin to appreciate the life of people. This does not mean that before you thought about how to harm them, no. To value life is not only to refrain from causing injury. It also concerns the spiritual injuries that people inflict on others, the words that can hurt. It is necessary to respect the views of people that you are not obliged to share. Their feelings. After millions of people begin to think in one direction, white clouds start to cover all the sky above their heads, forming a blue, cloudy sky with a bright sun. Humanity consists of each person individually and collectively. You create the sky yourself and choose under what sky to live. Under a sky with rain and lightning, or under a sunny sky with white clouds that resemble animals. The nature of the sky above you, dark or bright, determines the mood with which you live. Since you are part of the universe, your vibrations affect a part of the universe. How? This is a separate topic. Thus, you see how a flower influences the prolongation of a person's life individually and humanity as a whole. Now replace the flower with your words to people or around you. Imagine that the flower is the birds you listen to, the leaves and grass swaying in the wind that you observe. Everything around you is a flower. Look at people and nature with your thoughts as if it is that very picked flower. If you look at everything around you as that very picked flower, you will realize how valuable and fragile all manifestations of life around you are. Every word, every glance, every action of yours is like a touch on the delicate petals of flowers. They can either gently reveal their beauty or ruthlessly pluck and trample them. When you begin to perceive the world around you as a single living organism in which everything is interconnected, then your attitude towards it changes. You start to realize that every action you take, every thought you have resonates within this living organism, affecting its state. For example, if you pluck flowers without considering their value, it is akin to wounding a living being for amusement. But if you, on the contrary, treat the flower with love and reverence, understanding that it is part of a greater whole, then this will reflect on the state of your soul and the state of the entire world around you. The same goes for your words, thoughts, and interactions with people. If you treat them as something secondary, not thinking about the impact your actions leave, it will be like mindlessly trampling flowers. But if you recognize the value of each human life, respect others' views and feelings, even if they differ from yours, then this will contribute to the creation of a bright, harmonious space around you. The choice always remains with you. Will you live under the dark storm clouds that you create with your thoughts and actions, or under a clear sunny sky, where white clouds merge into beautiful images and shapes? And the choice you make will affect not only your own state, but also the state of the entire world around you. For you are part of a single living organism, and your vibrations are inseparably linked to the vibrations of the universe.